Why would anyone get a cat? Cats are psychopaths. They alternate between being aloof and aggressive. And they only act cute when they want something from you. Cats are also narcissists. They spend all day filming silly videos of themselves to post online. Chairman Mao? More like Chairman Meow. Imagine my horror when one of my flatmates at university, Owen, asked us what we thought about getting a cat. When my other two flatmates practically cheered at the idea, I realized I was outnumbered. Fellow Toastmasters, have you ever had to make the choice between being happy and being popular? As we so often do in this scenario, I chose to sacrifice my happiness and agree to getting a cat. The little bundle of trouble arrived a week later. One of our unifying obsessions as flatmates was the Lord of the Rings. One drunken morning, we went online and spent over £500 buying replica swords to hang around the flat. Who says students can't handle their finances? Our tiny devil was thus christened Pippin, after one of the hobbits in the series. I kept my distance from my new flatmate for the first few days. I went around business as normal, doing my coursework, attending my classes. Things changed when at the end of a lecture, one of my friends on the course came up to me. She was funding her degree by modelling. I'm coming round to your flat right now, she told me. Even Tolkien didn't have the audacity to create a fantasy world where models invite themselves round to nerd dens. Of course, she only wanted to see Pippin. But I still realised, maybe cats aren't so bad after all. That's because Pippin had a magical effect on women. Within a few months of getting him, all four of us in the flat found ourselves in new relationships. And, as you can tell by the Lord of the Rings obsession, we didn't have a lot going for us. Pippin wasn't always a hit with the ladies. When Owen's girlfriend Lucy was about to graduate, Owen spent hours baking a cake, doing this elaborate icing and writing "Happy Graduation" on top. He placed a lid on his finished masterpiece and went to campus to attend the ceremony. He took Lucy back to the flat with excitement, telling her he had a surprise. As he opened the kitchen door, he could see something was wrong. The cake lid was on the floor. The icing was gone. Meow! Owen saw the funny side, but Lucy was furious. She brandished her newly won degree and chased Pippin round the flat. But Pippin was high on sugar and too fast for her. Lucy got the last laugh, though. Pippin stole food so many times, we ended up having to put him on low-calorie cat food. Pippin had more tricks up his furry sleeve. A couple months after the cake fiasco, Owen walks into my room. Have you seen Pippin? No? As we look at each other, we can see what the other is thinking. A scour of the flat confirms Pippin's gone. We put on our shoes and race downstairs. We search the flower beds at the base of the building, the backyard of the bins, walk up and down the street. But Pippin's nowhere to be seen. We return to the flat, absolutely heartbroken. As I go to bed that night, I think to myself, without Pippin, I'm never going to have a girlfriend again. In the morning, Owen had one last idea before we started to print off missing posters. I'm going to take a bag of his food outside and shake it. If he's anywhere nearby, hopefully he'll hear. We go to the front door. Meow! Pippin came running out the hedge. A night in the wild had showed him that low-calorie cat food wasn't so bad after all. As we became graduated adults, we had to move out of that flat. None of us could take Pippin to our new places, so he moved in with Owen's mum, where he steals her Labrador's food. Some things never change. What did change was me. I'm now just as obsessed with cats as I am about the Lord of the Rings. Till Pippin, I hadn't given cats a fair chance. I'll admit that when we first got him, he was just a lady magnet for me. But the more time I spent with him, the more I came to appreciate his affection and playfulness. I even found his brazen misbehavior kind of endearing in a rascally way. Pippin was my partner in crime in helping me win the heart of the woman who eventually became my wife. But he had one last trick to play. He didn't tell me until it was too late that my wife doesn't even like the Lord of the Rings. Contest chair.